Hi, welcome to Mexico. You are an expert about Israeli, Palestinians, Arabs, Gaza.
Trying to be.
All right. You have been many years there. Do you think it can be a solution for this conflict that we live now in Israel?
I hope that there will be a solution. I think that we are facing a very challenging era, very challenging time these days. The fact that there isn't any discourse between the Israelis and the Palestinians. I think that the whole neighborhood is challenging Israel these days. The whole neighborhood is. We're seeing a lot of revolutions, and we're facing a lot of, as I said, challenges in the meaning that everything, the whole game is shaking. Let's call it like this.
What do you think about the Shtachim, these places there? Is there going to be coming back? Is it going to be a part of Israel? What do you think about it?
I don't know. I think that what we see these days is the fact that either in Israel nor in the Palestinian territories, it seems that there's lack of belief. Lots of Israelis, lots of Palestinians does not believe in the two-state solution. In a way, we are in a totally different place than we used to be a few years ago. It's a good question. What's going to be there?
You talk about we know that Hezbollah is one of the worst enemies about Israel and the strongest. Why do you think Hezbollah, Hamas, and the other Arabs don't get together and have a common enemy like Israel? Why is that they are split instead of having it? You know that when there is a common enemy, everybody goes together.
There is cooperation between Hamas and Hezbollah, for instance. There is cooperation between Hamas and Iran, for instance. So they do find this common base out of the hatred of Israel. That's for sure. But yet the Arab world has divided or has its own problems between Sunnis and Shias, between the supporters, for instance, for Bashar al-Assad and the opponents of him. So, as I said, there is a cooperation, but I'm not sure that we will reach a point wherever the front line will be all together.
And in Israel, you know that there is coming sooner or later an election. We are now thinking about Iran. It can be a war there. Do you think it can be a war there with Iran or something there? What do you think it can happen now with Israel after Iran, after all of this, with Hamas doing the march of, let's say, trying to melt the rhetoric? What is the situation in Israel and with the government now and with the political situation?
I don't want to talk about Israel, not about the internal politics. I want to talk about the Arabs.
All right. Do you think the Arabs can change what is happening in Israel, the opinion in Israel?
What do you mean?
Arabs live in Israel, lives outside Israel. Yeah. They have a vote, some of them. They do problems for Israel. Is this influence?
I don't think the Israeli Arabs are making problems. The majority, the very high majority of the Israeli Arabs are good civilians.
You are all right.
They're not really.
You are famous in both sides, in the Palestinian side, in the Israeli side. You go inside. In many places, no most Israelis can go there. You're not afraid of something there? It's not scary that somebody says he knows too much?
I'm not. It's not a point of too much, but it might be scary. Sometimes it is on the ground, because the existence of an Israeli acting, working, talking on the other side, the Palestinian side, is something that lots of Palestinians does not really like, because it's the course world is normalization. And my existence there means normalization. A lot of Palestinians does not like it, but yet I think that my job is really important for both sides to create some bridge of talk,
You are in touch with Palestinians, you are in touch with Israelis. You know more of the reality of both sides. Have you ever, when somebody tells you Israelis are bad or somebody tells you Palestinians are bad, have you ever tried to convince the other one or change that opinion or say, no, I know that they are not so bad, they are good, they try to do it. Sometimes that feels you that to say,
I'm trying to reflect the complexity of the reality.
Yes.
Because the reality is not black and white. It's very complicated. And I think that this reflection this is my real job, to bring the Arab world to the Israeli side, to bring Israel sometimes to the Arab side. So in a way, this is, the true work of mine.
When you're doing your job, do you think you are complete, in the middle, not taking any side, or you are taking some sides, or when you see something, you say, I have to prove that they are doing bad, or how do you manage that? Because it's hard, you are an Israeli.
At the end of the day, I'm an Israeli.
Yes.
At the end of the day, I work for, I'm Israeli, I love my country, I'm a patriot, and I work for Israeli media. So that's for sure. But yet, in my job, I'm trying to be objective and to bring the field, to bring what happens in the Palestinian territories to the Israeli saloons as clean as possible. Thank you very much.
Two more questions. Two more. The most important two questions.
Okay.
All right. First of all, your worst moment being in this part that you said you were in the flotilla, you were with a kamikaze, which one was your worst moment, or saying, this, I can't believe what I'm seeing?
I won't say the worst moment, but maybe the most depressing moments are the times that you're talking to children, for me, talking to children and in the Palestinian side. Sometimes, you get an understanding that the incitement, the hatred is there. There's a lot of incitement and hatred, and I must tell you that...
And the most important question, you are used to making interviews. If you have to make an interview to you, which one was your question you have to ask? If you were going to interview you, which question would you do?
Is it going to be peace sometime?
What you answer?
I don't know. I'm not sure that I know the question. The answer.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.